Hello, everyone, and welcome to Knowledge is Power podcast. I guess I lost my Twitter X feed, so I go back and do that. So we're not on Twitter, formerly X. We're X, formerly Twitter. I don't know what's wrong with the feed, but I go back to it. Hello, everyone, and we're welcome. We're back with Knowledge is Power podcast live, which is a platform to share important information by educating the Southeast Texas African American communities with valuable information on health, education, financial, politics, business, and more. And our guest tonight is the judge, Naomi Doyle. Hello,
Good.
Judge.
Hello, good evening. So glad to see you
Hello.
guys tonight.
Yes, it is glad to have you and on short notice. And my co-host Gina Taylor, she's trying to flip her screen and her camera. Get it right. You're right. You're correct. You're there. Okay. She's there with us this evening. So we are going to check out what you got going on. I hear you got some exciting things going on, and also I
Yeah.
understand you need vendors also as well, and helpers and all kind of good stuff. So tell us about the good news.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are having a Precinct One Family Fun Day. It is a family fun day, meaning that we will have games, bouncy houses. We'll have free food, free snow cones. We're going to have games that we're going to be playing with one another, adults and children alike. If the adults want to get on the bouncy house, they can do all that. But it's also an opportunity there where we'll have vendors there who will have informational booths. Some people will be selling items, but it will be a great opportunity for people to come out, have one big celebration before we go back to school. And so that's what the Family Fun Day is about. It's Precinct One. So Precinct One is all of North and West Beaumont. And so what I like to do is make sure I hit every part of my jurisdiction when we do events. And so we've done our last couple of events at Magnolia Park. And so we're going to do this one at Rogers Park on Sunday, August the 11th, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So the day before school starts, one last opportunity to do one final hurrah and celebrate with the community as we get ready for school and having a great summer. So that's what we're doing. That's what it's about. It's a free event, absolutely free. You can come, you can enjoy the vendors. You can come and you can enjoy the games. You can do all those things. And if you come early enough, you can get a ticket for free food and a ticket for free snow cone. So, and we also will have ice cream there as well. I believe we also will have free ice cream and some snacks and things of that nature as well. So it's going to be a great time.
Ooh, that's exciting. So
Yeah.
tell our viewers exactly what kind of judge are you and what
Ooh.
your day-to-day looks like as a judge.
Yeah, so I am a justice of the peace, and I am for Precinct One, Place One. And so basically, just to start, like I said, it's all in North and West Beaumont, but because the territory is so large, there are two judges. There's myself, and then there's Judge Collins, who is Precinct One, Place Two. And so we share the territory. And what I do as a justice of the peace, in the courtroom, we hear over small claims cases that are up to $20,000, where someone's just suing someone else for something of less than $20,000. We also do evictions. We do debt claims where credit card companies are trying to recoup their money. We do marriages, inquests. We do magistration at the jail, signing warrants, and all those different things. So it is a very diverse set of skills and duties that we do in that office, but it's a very, very busy court. I actually preside over the highest producing civil justice court in Jefferson County. So it's super busy day, court at least twice a day. And so busy, but it's very, very fun. And for me, outside of all the courtroom stuff that we do, I think it's important that, we give back to the community. I'm a part of it. My family's here. My children are a part of it. So Family Fun Day is just an extension of things that I already like to do with my family and friends, and just opening that up for the community that I love and I serve.
Okay, so Naomi, we
Hmm.
see countless of TikToks, Instagrams, Facebook of similar judges like yourself, and these hearings and these like for instance, Judge Steve Harvey. I don't know if you
Okay.
have seen his show yet,
Hmm.
but
I've
that's
seen
some of the
clips.
lines of the things that you do, right?
Yeah, so I would more so say if you think about Judge Judy and the People's Court, kind of more in line with that, because the celebrity judges, I think it's a little bit more fanciful than kind of they were. But even Judge Judy and Judge Joe Brown, those type of cases are the things that we hear. So it can be something that people think is trivial, like $500 because you hit my car. It could be something really, really big, but it can be petty. It can be very serious. Like I tell you, when I have a day at court, it can range from a very complex, difficult matter to very simple, sometimes what people might deem as small matters. But that is the kind of things that we are hearing in the court. It is very interesting, a very interesting court.
Okay, so you don't have to answer this question, but I am dying to know either yes or no, or you can. Is it ethical or professional to talk about some of the wildest things you have seen in court?
I would say it's not that it's unethical, right? Our courts are a public record. So you can come sit in court anytime that you wanted to. You can come in. So it's not like you're going to hear any secrets or anything. But I feel like you got another question you're trying to ask me.
I want to know, what is the craziest thing you have ever witnessed?
Let me switch up a little bit of the characters in it, but I had an alleged mistress being sued by the wife of a deceased man. Her husband was deceased, and she was suing the alleged mistress for money that her deceased husband had given her over the course of some years. And so the wife's position was it was a loan. The alleged mistress position was she wasn't a mistress. She was a friend, and it was a gift. So it got really, 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 really messy, if you can imagine. It got really messy. There were a bunch of character witnesses and statements, and it was a lot. It was video, it was text, it was a lot. It was very, very messy.
So like as you know, your position and who you have to be in this courtroom, like, are there times when you have to maintain your composure? Like, let's just say busting out laughing, or just like put your head down on the desk and just bang it a couple of times. Like, y'all don't get it. Like, have you ever had those moments?
So I don't break composure. And luckily when I got into office, it was still like, we were still wearing masks because of COVID. So it gave me an opportunity to train myself on like the deadpan expression right behind the mask. So by the time the mask came off, like I don't break anymore. But you do hear things that are comical, right? Because sometimes people are in there, and I believe that, I don't know, I can't tell if they came expecting a Judge Judy type day, because sometimes I get some real interesting performances. And so sometimes, like, and you can tell, like, people say something and then they'll like laugh over it. You can tell they're trying to joke, but I just keep a deadpan expression and just try to sift through the facts and try to keep all that stuff out of it and just like hear the facts and make the, the right decision. But yeah, it took about 6 months behind a mask to gain complete composure to where I don't break,
Interesting. So like, what made you want to be justice of the peace?
So let's see. So I have my bachelor's in political science. So I love politics and government. And then my master's is in public administration, right? And so I love how government work and how businesses operate and how to properly manage and all those things, right? In those type of settings. And so that background already had me geared into politics and government and how it all works and how it really affects your day to day. I did an internship at the Texas Capitol, and I got to work for a legislator and to see how the sausage is made, right? How those laws come about and what all that takes, right? So just kind of seeing a lot of behind the scene things. And then I came and worked for the former county clerk, Ms. Carolyn Guidry, as her elections manager. And so again, I'm working for another elected official, seeing how they use the office to fight for the community. So in that role, and I love that role, right? I loved doing what I did, but I also realized that there were things I was not seeing in my community. And even though I vote for people who share similar ideals to what I share and have the same passion, I started to realize that not everything that I wanted to see was being done. And
Mhm.
so at some point, you have to come off the bench, right? When the work is not being done, um, you come off the bench and you come in and you give it your best to make the change and be the change. And so that was kind of what I was dealing with. And then in 2018, I don't know if you guys remember, there was like that whole slate of judges that were elected in 2018 out of Harris County. It made national news. It was all these Black women who became judges. And I remember looking at that and being incredibly inspired and also saying to myself, what are you waiting on then? Right.
Mm.
And so that question is something I sat with all of 2019, battling within myself about what I was waiting on. And what I realized was I was fearful. The only thing that was stopping me was because I was afraid.
Mhm.
And I just don't believe God has given us a spirit of fear. He gave me all the tools and the resources and the experience and the education to get me ready for the moment. Was I going to let my fear stop me from doing what he had called me to do? And so once I got that answer, and that was the only thing that was keeping me back, I was like, we're going to push past fear and we're going to see what's waiting. And so victory was there, and I've been able to be in this office and do some of the things that I wanted to do, and I've see it grow, and I see the impact that it has. And so I'm just grateful that God allowed me to push past my fear to do the things that he called me to do.
That is amazing. I remember the first time that I met you, and I doubted you remember because this was when you were running for office. But
Mm-hmm.
I was on my way somewhere, and my salon is up the street from Rogers Park. So when I seen all the signs and I seen the cars parked, I was like, "Oh shoot, let me go and vote." Now, when I pulled up, you and your opponent was outside nearby my car. And so you walked up to me like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Naomi Doyle, and I'm running for this, that, and the other." And I mean, you gave this whole spiel.
Mm-hmm.
But and I seen your opponent, and he was just trying to give his little spiel. But I left going into that into the community room and to vote, and I was just like, okay, Black girl, like I was like, okay, sis. Like I had to do the whole little hand, the whole little okay. I mean, and that moment, just within those few words, I mean, time and time again, you always being approached by, the candidates running for a
Mm-hmm.
position. It was nothing, but it was an impression that you left. First of all, that you was tall and fine. Okay, just talk about the
I
elephant in the
received
room.
that.
Okay, come on, stallion. I was like, that's how you got your name for me. Like that's the stallion right there. But anyway, and I left going into that room. I was like, now this is what I'm talking about: the confidence, the integrity, how well you spoke, and it was only a sentence, but within me in general, like I see the outside of the carnal thinking. I look at people spiritually. And because I like to look at people through the lens of God and not through the lens of man, because we'll always get it wrong. And I've seen such a strong, and not just because you're Black, but just a strong woman who was like, I'm going out there and I'm going to get what I want to do. And this is just it. And girl, I had no idea about you, but I knew it was something special. I'm like, I am voting for her. I did not come in to vote for. I usually do not vote for anything I'm not familiar of. I don't like to just throw a vote out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not unknown about the candidates, I would leave that part blank. People get upset with me about that. I don't like to just vote because I'm Democrat or Republican. I like to vote because I believe in that person and their morals and values align with mine. So I'm a little
Mm-hmm.
diverse when it comes to voting, but you had said something in the fight and fire in me. And so after the fact, of seeing you around, and because we haven't, been on an intimate level or in conversations or anything, but just from seeing you around in the community, and you are who you say you are, and there's no negotiating your faith, and like you profess the name of Jesus, and seeing you develop into this butterfly when you got into office and you started taking charge, you started being even more involved in the community, you would post more, I started to follow you to kind of keep up with what was going on, and everything was so well rounded, and your faith and the fact that you believe in Jesus align with your actions. You don't see that in a lot of elected officials. You don't. Now, we ain't here to judge, of course, because we all make mistakes, and everybody has their seasons of growing and learning and just failing and trying again. But one thing that I can say, as far as what I see in you personally, is well-rounded, and you are who you say you are, and you can see that you are who you are in secret, not just within the public eye. So this event that you have going on, and this is another thing, and I'm going to give the floor to Tony to ask anything he had to say, but when it comes to doing community events, doing it across the board on every side of the city, and not just directed in a popular area or where I can get the most votes at or the most support. Like, you're all around doing everything and mutual, and a common ground across the board. I love that. And this is what we need to see. And the other elected officials, like, people, I don't know why, but people want to see, they want to see you in the grocery store. They want you to kiss their baby.
I spent a lot of time there.
I'm just saying. And when they see you, they want you to speak. They want to be like, oh my gosh. So I know you probably, people probably see you and be acting like you a whole celebrity out here in these streets. But they
no.
They want to feel like they're important. And I remember somebody mentioned about another elected official. And I was just like, yeah, because I'm not going to vote for such and such no more, because ever since they got in office, we ain't seen them. We ain't heard from them. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, people are very personal and love that interpersonal relationship. So having this family fun day is something you already been doing, but doing it around the area and not just stuck in one area is amazing and very diverse. So I'm so excited. I'm going to be a vendor there. So y'all need to come anyway to come shop this world. Okay.
And you make a good point. So we do have free vendor spaces. As of right now, I think we're all full. But if you are a vendor and you want to provide some type of service or something, you can get in contact with me, and we'll see if we can make some type of fits. But we're going to have voter registration going on there. We're going to have a multitude of businesses and organizations that will be able to tell you like the services that they offer. Some services are free. Some services are just good information that you might need. And some things are goods that you can take part of. And I just want to hit on what you said about being all over the community. I think that it's very, very, very important that every part of our area, our territory, gets attention in some way. And I won't lie to you and say that sometimes they're not going to be well attended, right? But I believe and I think that sometimes that's why people don't do things in some areas. I do believe that's probably how they come to those conclusions. But what I've learned is you still have to provide the resources, right? You still have to make the contacts. You still have to be there. You still have to be present. And if you do it enough, people will continue to come, right? And so that is my belief. I don't care if I host an event and only 5 people show up. You're going to get the attention, you're going to get the resource, you're going to get the things that you need to be better from the subject matter that we're doing. And so I just believe that that's important. And that is, to me, that is a big part of who I am, is providing resources to the community, because ultimately I want us all to stay out of the criminal justice system, right? I don't want you in my court for evictions. I don't want to see your children in my court for classy misdemeanors. I don't want to see those things, right? And so ultimately, we're trying to equip you with the tools that you need to stay out of the criminal justice system, right? That is the idea. And so I love this Family Fun Day because, like I said, it's just an extension of the things that I already love to do with my family. And I know that our area is very family oriented. And so I'm looking forward to everybody bringing their families out and let's having some fun. I am not an athlete, but we will be there and we will play games. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have the line dancers will come. I do like to dance, so I will get on the dance floor. Other than that, if you think you're going to come beat me in some game, you probably will. Okay.
Sound like a whole lot of fun. I missed a little bit because I was backstage trying to fix a feed on one of our social media pages. But is this the first Precinct One Family Day you've had?
Yeah,
this the first
this is the first Family Fun Day that we're having. Yes.
Well, maybe Gina and I can come out there and go live.
Oh, absolutely. That would be great. Come out and that would be awesome if you came. Yeah, this is the first one. But like I said, we've done our service events. We always try to sparse those around the area. And then also our Resilience Summit is something I do every single year as well. And we've done that. This is like our fourth year doing that one. So just another way to try to give back. And I think this is going to probably be the funnest one. So I'm really, really excited. My kids are excited. So I think that we're on the right track.
All right. Well, it's so good to have you. And once again, would you just briefly go over the event that is happening next Sunday, August 11th, and it's between 2 and 4 o'clock at Rogers Park.
Yes. So it is the Precinct 1 Family Fun Day. You don't have to live in Precinct 1. Precinct 1 is all in North and West Momine. You don't have to live in our precinct, but it's here for our community as a whole to come out and to enjoy. Like I said, there will be games, there will be prizes, there will be free food, free snow cones, ice cream, snacks. We'll have vendors there with information, goods, all kinds of things. And so it's going to be a great opportunity for you to come out and to have some fun for the celebration of the end of summer as we enter into school. School starts the very next day. So we're going to have a good time. And it's just going to be an opportunity for you to just enjoy your neighbors and the people in your community. Because at the end of the day, this is about us as a whole, as a community. Yes. Black, white, rich, poor, whatever, we all come together as it pertains to family. And so that's why I think this event is super special, because it's about family. And I think that's the biggest thing that we have all in common, right? We all love our family and we're all brothers and sisters in Christ. That is my belief. And so I look forward to us celebrating after church on Sunday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
From 2 to 4 p.m. at Rogers Park.
At Rogers Park.
And vendors that like to participate, there's a number that you can be reached at.
Yes.
That's 409-543-1016.
Yes. It's going to be a great day.
You said something, Tony?
Yeah, I said, do you have any last words?
Oh, no, I don't have any last words. I think I asked everything I needed to ask.
Judge, I appreciate your work that you're doing in the county and on your courts. And it was a pleasure having you. And I love having you. You speak so well and you're so direct and you mean a lot to us. So thank you again.
Well, thank you guys for having me. Gina, I also want to thank you for all those amazing words. I know you said a lot, but I really do appreciate you speaking those things to me. That means a lot. And so I thank you all for this opportunity to spread awareness about the event and so that we can have a great time. And I really appreciate the use of your platform to talk to all your listeners.
All right. See you on Sunday. Okay.
Yes, sir. I'll see you guys.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Gina. Right. We'll see you again next Sunday, everyone.
Thank you for watching Knowledge is Power Podcast Live. Be Be sure to like and subscribe to all Knowledge is Power social media pages.